How's it going, lads and lasses? It's just Predator month here in December. We've got the new NECA Shaman Predator, the ultimate version. This is a brand new release. It's not even widely released yet. I actually had to pick this one up off of eBay. So I'm really excited about this. I guess I've been really excited about the past few Predator releases, but I can't help it. This one I'm incredibly excited for because, well, it feels like this was made specifically for me. But I'll get into that later. Let's get into the articulation and the detail. Just look at that mask. That thing is killer. That is definitely one of the coolest biomasks of any of the Outlaws, and that's, NECA's custom design. That's awesome. And then, of course, the body is pretty similar to the original release with the added ultimate articulation. But let's just take a moment to take a look at all of that. This is just such an awesome figure. And of course this cloak, well, it's more of a poncho, but it's got all this nice weathering. So let's look at that articulation. So the head's on a ball joint, and it's got a peg so that you can remove the head. And I'll talk about that when I get into accessories. You get a good range of motion out of that. You can look down pretty far. Doesn't look up all that far, but I would say far enough. Arm goes out about that far, and it can do a full 360, but I have, the poncho there, so I'll do it with this on. Full 360 rotation there. We got our double jointed elbows. Wrists swivel back and forth like so, and then they can do full 360 rotation. Of course, you've got ab crunch there, but you don't get too much range of motion out of that with the NECA Predators, but it's made up for a little bit with the waist ball joint there. And that can kind of go side to side, forward and back. You can do a full 360 with that too if you wanted. Legs kick out about that high, and it's a little inhibited side to side by his, whatever you would call that, double jointed knees. Oh, and of course you have rotation there. The feet are on a ball joint, so you get some decent movement out of that. And then let's talk about the poncho thing. I'm really happy with how they did this because I kind of wanted to Clint Eastwood it. Wrap it over one shoulder here. And it's wired. So as you can see, you can kind of bend it into place. And that allows you to do like a Clint Eastwood style, throwing it over the shoulder. Man with no name kind of deal. So you can make it more like a cloak. I think that's awesome. Alright, let's do accessories. Okay, first accessory we have here is, of course, the alternate unmasked head. I actually do like the original paint job better than the new one. So I have the original right here. I just like the darker colors on that. Fits with it a little better. I will say the quality of the paint is superior on this. This is a bit more splotchy. I just like the color better. This is my favorite accessory right here. This brutal looking hatchet style battle axe. It's made out of a human skull with the spinal column too. And I love battle axes like this. Specifically hatchet style ones. Let's go ahead and put that on him. That fits best in the left hand. The left gripping hand, I should say. Because the right one fits better with his staff. And of course the staff has a set of wrist blades inset on the tip there. This one doesn't split like the original release. It's full length. You got all the charms hanging off of it. And that of course fits best in the right hand. Put that on off screen. So, you know, it fits pretty well in that hand. It's a little tight getting it in, but once it's in, you know, it's actually not too bad. One thing I liked with the original release is the hands were on ball joints, and it was a lot easier to do poses with the staff. You know, these hands are kind of angled, so it's a little harder. You got this bloody looking, you know, serrated dagger there. It's got this really detailed bone handle. You have 3 alternate hands, plus the 2 that he has on right now, of course. When you open the box, he'll have these open hands. And then, of course, you have this right hand, and that's for the smart disc. And that hand's, of course, designed for it, so it fits like a glove. I remember when they first did City Hunter, he was in like a weird 2-pack with a like semi-cloak berserker. That was the first time they did one of these smart discs. And he just had a standard one of these hands. And it kind of worked. But, you know, now we have this style hand and we kind of take it for granted. But, you know, when they were first doing it, didn't have that. So that's just kind of interesting to think about. And speaking of the smart disc, you also have an open one. And let's see if that fits as well in the hand. So it still fits pretty good. That thumb doesn't quite go in all the way. You could probably force it in, but I wouldn't recommend that because you might warp it a little and it won't fit with the closed one as well. This is fine. Last thing we have here is this bloody skull. I really like the blood paint that they have. You know, it's not this bright saturated red, it's a dark, you know, almost, it's more like dried blood. It looks a lot better. You know, a lot of action figure companies, when they're painting blood, it'll kind of be really bright and saturated. I think this is about the right color you want to get. Okay, so that is an overview of Ultimate Shaman. What do I think of this figure? This thing is so damn cool. This was the one I was most excited about when they said they were redoing the Lost Tribe, because Shaman was already my favorite. Let's go ahead and get the original release in there. You know, he just kind of had this gothic style to him. I really liked like the leather gauntlets and the kind of neck bracer thing. His skin color, I thought that was really cool. That's one gripe I really have with this figure, is the black paint isn't as dark on the head there. The body's fine. Body might even be a little better. Yeah, I would say the body's better, but the head, just kind of a little disappointing there. But I'm not going to be using that head anyways, because look at that awesome mask. That's my favorite part, is that mask is so cool. I remember when they first started teasing this, you know, they had the prototype shots. He didn't have the head on yet, and everybody's just looking at the cool accessories. Most people are focusing on the battle axe, and I'm reading the Twitter comments, and people are saying like, oh, I wonder what the mask is going to look like. Because this was there, but it was just kind of, we just thought it was going to be like an accessory or something, and then it hit me. I'm like, oh, crap. That's the mask. That skull is the mask. And it's just, they did an awesome job on that. It is so cool. Like I said, it feels like this Predator was made for me. And I'm really happy with how they worked the poncho thing into it. How you can, you know, bend it into shape. I'm glad that I'm able to kind of make it into more of a cloak. Because that's what I wanted. You know, when they first teased it, it was just kind of like a silhouette. It looked like he just had a cape on. And that was enough to get me excited. When I saw it was a poncho, I wasn't as excited about that, but then I was thinking, oh, I could probably, do a Clint Eastwood thing, just kind of wrap it over one shoulder. And then they included the wires, which made that even more viable. So it's just an awesome figure. This is definitely the best. They can't outdo this one with the Lost Tribe, I don't think. In my opinion, at least, for me, being more of somebody who's more into gothic stuff, more into the macabre. And that's even his description. I'll leave it to you guys to kind of, when you get it in hand, read the description on the back of the box, because it is cool. It really goes with the character. It's just all around amazing job. NECA spoiled us this month. I would highly recommend it. It's not available for wide release yet. I don't know where it's actually available. Like I said in the Stoneheart video, NECA used to put them up on like their eBay and Amazon stores, and the catch was you'd have to pay for shipping on those, but you'd get them earlier than anywhere else. So I don't know where people are getting this. I got it. It wasn't used, but a guy was selling it on eBay because the box had like some wear, and that doesn't matter to me. I take all my figures out of the box anyways. But I will have links in the description where you'll eventually be able to get it. Places like Big Bad Toy Store, the usual places, Entertainment Earth, eventually Amazon, probably after all those places. Or you can get it on eBay. You want to shoot for around $42 before taxes, and if you can, free shipping. That's how much I got it for. And that's how much they were going to charge on Big Bad Toy Store anyway, so I didn't get scalped, thankfully. But yeah, those are your options. That's going to do it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.